With that said, welcome everyone to Fight Net Radio. This is a show about boxing. If you haven't checked it out, go to boxingtonight.io. It's the one up on the screen. Definitely go to our website, scroll down. One of the things that I am most proud of is something that Miguel and I came up with, which is our Fight Net Radio's Not Frequently Asked Questions. We were able to interview, and you guys will get these. If you're a part of the podcast or the broadcast, you got 3 of them already. We have a bonus, David Diamante, and I'll throw that on one of the episodes in the next couple of weeks. But we interviewed 4 people with a series of questions so that you could get to better know your fight person. And trust me when I say it, this guy right here never thought I would get half the people I thought I would get.
They would even answer.
No doubt. So for a quickie, just to give you guys a tease, we're going to go once around the horn on each of these questions real quick, just so you get an idea of the questions we asked David Diamante, Eddie Hearn, Sky Nicholson, Chris Mannix. And by the way, Chris Mannix's post right now, you can go to our website, boxingtonight.io. Andrew, blonde, brunette, or redhead? I know the answer. Can I answer for you? Brunette.
Go ahead.
Brunette.
Yes.
And if you say anything differently, you're dead. Miguel.
Brunette 100.
Blonde. At least at this moment. She's threatening redhead. Andrew, do you prefer watching Orthodox or Southpaw fighters?
It's a nice one. I would go Southpaw just because it's unique. Yes, sir.
Miguel.
Orthodox, less, stepping on people's foot and less headbutts and whatnot. I prefer Orthodox.
I'm a switch guy. That's the way I fight. All right, Andrew, if one group had to be eliminated from the planet, I know the answer for you. If one group had to be eliminated from the planet, Thanos style, who would it be? Vegans or carnivores?
Oh, yeah, come on.
Yeah, right,
vegan.
right?
Yes.
By the way, that's exactly what everyone interviewed said. Even though Eddie Hearn coupled it with, I tried vegan. Miguel.
That's an easy one. Vegan. I love my steaks.
Carnivore's got to live. I'm a keto guy. Andrew, which belt has the best boxing design?
Nah, shit.
Yeah, it's a good one, right? Mannix had the best answer, by the way.
I've always liked the WBA because of the history.
Wow.
I know it's the WBC recently, but I'll go with the WBA.
Miguel?
I'm going to have to go with the new kid on the block. I'm going to say the WBO. The maroon strap makes it look nice. It sticks out from the rest, so I'm going to go with WBO on that one.
Can I say the WBC El Guapo belt for the 3 amigos?
Yes.
It's not been... I like the paper mache belt, the one he made, what is that, the Canelo fight where he made the paper mache belt?
Whatever the hell it was, yeah.
That one is pretty awesome, too.
And I'm sticking with my Raiders, Miguel. That's why I went with the black.
Oh. Right. Understandable.
All right, Andrew. What's better, spaghetti or lasagna?
Lasagna. I like spaghetti. Spaghetti's not bad, but lasagna's if you're gonna eat.
By the way, coming up, David Diamante goes into a 15-minute deep dive on spaghetti and lasagna that we never expected. The first. By the way, David Diamante literally didn't answer anything for the first 4 questions, and then when I got to spaghetti and lasagna, he literally did 15 minutes on great spaghetti and great lasagna. That blew my mind. Who knew that the dude with dreads was like a deep dive on spaghetti and lasagna? Miguel.
I'm going to have to go with lasagna as well. It just feels like there's many more ways to make it. Some people use cheese, some people don't use cheese. I've even seen it made in a crock pot. The variety with that thing. What's word I'm looking for? There's another one. But,
I want my mom's
versatile.
lasagna.
So versatile.
Yeah,
so I'm going to go with lasagna on that one.
I gotta be honest, my mom's lasagna growing up, which was the least traditional version. But again, as I cook, mine's probably better, but I'm not trying to be a jerk. Andrew, which Rocky movie is the best?
We always say this one. Rocky. I'm still staying with the first one, man. The original.
Miguel.
Maybe it's more relevant now than ever, but Rocky 4. Sorry, Rap. Sorry, Drago.
I gotta be honest, I'm a Rocky 4 guy.
Yeah.
I am. I like Drago. Andrew, when choosing sandals, flip-flops or slides?
Flip-flops.
Wow.
Yep.
Miguel.
Yes, I'm gonna go with flip flops as well, but not the ones with the plastic. It has to be the cloth thong, if that makes any sense. That plastic thing between the
That's like
because the plastic hurts my toes.
I am a
Very true.
I am a flip. Everyone on the show knows this. I'm a flip flop guy. I'm gonna go to my grave on flip flops. Andrew, what's the most unusual fight memorabilia you own?
I have Chavez's gum. I have a box of Chavez's gum that
What?
you can sell.
Like chewing gum?
Wait,
Like already
chewed
chewed?
or
Yeah.
actual?
Yeah.
Wow. See?
Is it
By the way,
is it several or
go
just
to
one?
go to boxing tonight.
It's the whole box. It's the whole box.
By the way, David Diamante has you beat. Only slightly at this moment. I'm not going to give it away because that's not going to come out for a couple of weeks. But David Diamante dropped a fight memorabilia thing that I'm like, you have what do you have? And it's right up there with a piece of gum, Andrew. Like, I mean, that's crazy. What do you got, Miguel?
Nothing that unusual. It's just like this Mike Tyson signed boxing gloves that are like Everlast, but they have like Diet Pepsi logos like screened onto the knuckles of the glove. It's nothing too unusual, but it's pretty rare. It's something that's not too often. Because if you've ever seen Mike Tyson, sometimes he has like a Diet Pepsi beach towel, like back in the day in the 80s. So apparently there's this like promotional pair of gloves that has the Diet Pepsi logo on the gloves, signed by him.
Nice.
Somewhere in here, or somewhere at one of my random location, and I'm going to say it for the camera because everyone knows the truth. Maybe at a Nexus house, there is a Riddick Bowe Evander Holyfield signed Desert Inn boxing glove. It's a Desert Inn printed glove with their signatures on it.
Wow.
Yeah!
Pretty deep.
That's a great little random piece of bizarre stuff. I'm not exactly sure where it is at this moment, but I'm going to go to sleep. Yeah, I got to step. I got to pick a woman and sort of make up my mind, but I digress. All right. Andrew, how many times does a fighter get KO'd before he should hang him up?
Huh.
That's by the way, there's a standard number after interviewing 4 people. Everyone has had the same answer.
Yeah. Now, was this consecutive times, or is this just knocked out in his career?
So if a fighter gets consecutive KOs, how many consecutive KOs before he retires?
Yeah, I think the standard is going to be 3 or 4.
Right.
I can't see you allowing a man to put his lights out that many, 5 times in a row. Come on, that's kind of sick, right? You're starting to think you're watching the demise of someone's brain at that point. So, no, I'm going to say 3 or 4, and I would walk away from them.
Miguel?
I don't know. Call me evil, but I'm going to go with 4.
I kind of dig the 4, and I'm with Miguel on this.
I want to say it one more time. Right. Just the send-off, like that last 4th one. And then
hell yeah. I mean, totally hell yeah. I mean, but,
And then it kind of depends, are these TKOs or are these knock the fuck out?
Was he
fair enough.
That's
fair. But Mannix brought up a great point, right? So the first one we have posted is Mannix. And Mannix goes, first one, yeah, it's a flash knockout. Second one, yeah, you're on a run, bad luck. Third one, you're screwed, dude. You got to quit.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That really, because then that's when the evilness could come out. Like, well, he was on his feet, so fuck that ref. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Early stoppage.
All right, Andrew, if you could only listen to one album for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh, jeez.
Actually, strangely, this is one of the newer questions, and it's working quite well. You learn a lot about the people we're working with, strangely, from this one.
I would probably go with the movie soundtrack.
Wow.
Probably Pulp Fiction or Forrest Gump had a nice soundtrack. Something like that gives you a mix of music. Yes, sir.
Miguel.
Good point. I'm going to have to go with the Grammy nominated, probably winning.
Whitney Houston? Are you going to say BFF or something gay right now and I have to beat you because you're sitting next to me?
I won't go that far. It's going to be Rage Against the Machine's 3rd album, The Battle of Los Angeles.
It's a good one.
That's my album. I'll rock that one all day.
All right, nobody's going to be shocked by my answer, and I've never given this answer on a show everywhere, and I've never even said it out loud, but you both are going to go, yeah, that makes sense for Lee. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Period.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's
makes
a classic.
sense for
It's
me,
classic,
right?
yeah. The Wall.
All right.
Biggest selling.
It's a great album. All right, so Andrew, I know the answer to this one. Have you? This works for 5 people, but Andrew, who's the most? I'm going to change it for you. Who's the most unusual fighter you asked for an autograph from?
The most unusual fighter I've asked.
And I'm going to frame this while you think about it. So the question that we asked other fighters, like Sky and everyone else, which was, have you ever asked another fighter for their autograph? And strangely, Diamante was like, no, I've never asked anyone for their autograph. I'm like, selfies? He goes, well, yeah, everybody I get a selfie with because they want a selfie with me. So I'm sticking to autograph on this topic. I think autograph is a little bit more tangible. I may change this question for the next fights coming up at the end of March in Vegas. Is that when we're back out there? Probably. But who's your most unusual fighter autograph, Andrew?
I really don't know, Lee. That's a hard one to put my finger on. I've got a lot of autographs, man. I used to get my whatever the program was on the fight. Basically, I would stand in front of the conferences, the press conferences, and whoever came out of them, I would have signed the front of these programs. So I have a lot of programs that have signatures from basically everyone that was there for the week. When I got into the media room, when I finally started getting my credentials, I stopped with all the autographing and the picture taking. Thought I was going to be there for a while, Lee. You know what I mean? So
well, strangely, you have been here for a while, and Andrew.
Yeah, why act like a fan? I'm in with them now, but that didn't.
You're rubbing elbows with the big.
Well,
dogs.
no, what you do is acquire a skybox and screw it and go buy drinks and food and call it a day. I mean, I get it. I was actually explaining to somebody in the skybox who was a casual. I said, let me explain the difference of me acquiring a skybox and the people sitting down on press row. Press row, you sit there sitting on your hands. You don't get to have real food. You don't get to drink. You don't get to yell. You don't get to have fun. And at the end of the day, all 3 of us are fans. So it's kind of limiting on a basis. Miguel.
And that's right, and that's probably part of my answer, Lee. There's no unusual autograph. I respected all of them. I knew all the fighters. It was like a dream come true when I first started going to Vegas and seeing how easy it was to access some of the guys that I looked up to my whole childhood.
Hey, bro.
I mean, seriously,
hey, bro, you still trying to get my autographs, bro?
De La Hoya and Chavez, I watch them. I rubbed shoulders with them like 4 times in one day in the casino. Like, seriously, like what? He's everywhere. Everywhere I looked, he's walking by somewhere. That was crazy. So yeah, I was probably always just more at awe at what I was seeing walking around me when I first got to Vegas.
Listen, bro, you're never going to get my autograph, bro. It's not going to happen, bro. Never going to happen.
De La Hoya versus Mosley, I think it's 2. This is the first fight I ever went to in Las Vegas.
Oh. That's funny.
Like credentialed fight, you mean?
Credentialed?
No, sir.
Oh, just
fight.
Just going up there. Yeah, no, I didn't get credentialed. I started very early. Once I went to Vegas, I was already writing. But no, I don't get credentialed until I'm about 25. I probably do 4 years of. You know how bad it was for us, Miguel, in the beginning. I didn't know about the decline letters or the acceptance letters.
Yeah, right. You just submit. You just show up. Right.
I'm like, oh, on the list. I said, damn, I'm not on the list again. I didn't know that.
You had to wait for the green light.
If you're on this list or not, bro. So I was spending money going up there praying the whole week that I was on this stupid list, and I was never on it for like 4 years. You know who got me? You know who broke the foundation? Or I guess it was David Avila.
David Avila out of the Riverside Press Telegram. Yeah, a guy who once wrote Fight Net Radio. A good listen.
I was at a fight, and this guy that was like promoting beer, a tequila. It was a tequila. He gave me his credential. I was standing out getting my autographs, being a fan, talking boxing, and this guy goes, "Man, you need to get in there." He gives me his credential. It was a temporary one, and I walked right in. And when I walked in there,
I sat down by David Avila and I started talking. I said, "You're the guy. You're the reporter on all the Chavez fights. Nice to meet you." Blah blah blah. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I told him what I was doing, how I got in, and then he gave me Magna Media's number, and that's
sweet of him. Actually, David Avila historically towards Fight Net Radio when we were out at the Carousel, because that was what Raimundo was talking about this weekend. By the way, shout out to Raimundo Diosas and his dad. We actually had some OG Fight Net Radio people in the booth this weekend. He was talking about the Carousel Mall days and being on KCAA when we were on the NBC affiliate. That was super cool. Who's your most unusual autograph?
Oh man, okay. This is gonna be. I'm gonna try to make it a short story because it's kind of weird. So everybody knows the name brand Winning of gloves, right?
Yeah.
I used to have a pair that I would spar with. Well, one time I decided to take one of my gloves and just get it autographed by whatever fighters I could find, right? I forgot what fight I went to. Well, this little Asian dude came up to me and like saw me with my glove, and he kind of like did a fist bump with the glove, and he's like, "Oh, those are my gloves." And I was like, "Motherfucker, this is my glove, shit. Like, don't be trying to tell me like this is your glove. Like, I have all these autographs on here. Shit, it's my glove. You're trying to start some shit." And he's like, "No," and he pulls out a card, and it's him. The dude, the manufacturer who makes the fucking gloves. And I'm like, "Oh, I gotta get you to sign my glove." So this fool signed my glove. I was like, "Oh shit, that was so tight." Like the odds of me finding this Japanese dude who makes the gloves, and he recognized him, of course, from across the wherever. As a matter of fact, we're in like the lobby at the MGM Grand for those of you who've been there. But yeah, that dude signed my boxing glove. That was pretty sweet.
Nice. Yeah.
All right, I gotta be honest, and it's the first one I requested. Sammy Hagar, Al Bernstein. And who's the lightweight with the left hook who fought Song Poo? Like the one they ran all the time at Caesars. Why can't I think of his name? I just thought of it before we got to it. Not Carbajal.
Oh,
Carbajal.
Right.
He fought like a Song Poo or a nobody on a Caesars card, but on that card, I met Sammy Hagar, Carbajal, and Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein actually wrote a full message on my program.
Oh, nice.
And I never forgot that. And I thought it was super cool. All right, Andrew, when you walk up to a bar, what's your order?
Corona. Nothing special.
It's
Grey Goose and vodka. Grey Goose and what is it? Pineapple for Christina and Corona for me.
nice. Miguel?
Whatever stout or porter they got on tap.
Currently, because I have my shit together, Tito's Neat. I'm a Tito's Neat kind of guy right now. All right, Andrew, last question. And this is the question that you guys have to watch every interview for. This is the best question we wrote on the first day. And it was led off by Eddie Hearn. Andrew, what is the biggest no-no, cringy, oh shit, I can't believe he did that when you watch a fighter from fight day until he gets into the ring?
From fight day until he gets into the ring.
I'll do mine first to help you out. Mine is the fucking props, man. Like a pillow or the fucking poofy arms or the Superman costume. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We've had, there's a reoccurring theme in a couple of them of bad sportsmanship or talking shit. Eddie Hearn, that's not out yet, so I'm not going to give it away. But Chris Mannix was bad rapper.
The rapper coming out with the fighter.
The bad rapper with another rapper, because they're lip syncing. Like, why are you doing that? Like, it's so cringy and awful. What is it for you, Andrew, when you watch a fight, you're like, jeez, that guy?
When they're high-fiving the crowd walking in.
Nice.
I always think that's a bad look, and most of the time those guys take a defeat that night. They're not. Yeah, so I'll give it that. That's right off the top.
This is an odd one, but just when the when the fighter gets a decision that the rest of the crowd is not on board with, and they're trying to interview the fighter at the end, right? And then the fighter gets pissed off and butthurt, like, well, fuck you guys, fuck you, everybody, he gets all like ass. It's like, dude, come on, bro, relax. You know what I'm saying? He gets all butthurt when everybody's booing the shit out of the decision. And so I was like, dude, just take the decision. You know, you won or whatever the fuck, right? It's just call it a day, whatever, you got the W. But it pisses me off when they get so butthurt that they're trying to, like, fight with everybody in the damn stands.
So, there you go. You know about all three of us. If you want to find that information out about your favorite fight person, that's what we call it. FightNet Radio's Not Frequently Asked Questions. We had no idea it would work as well as it did. Like, it was literally a fluke. It started with me asking about who makes Eddie Hearn's suits to, hey, what kind of food do you like? Little did I know that they were tired of being asked the same 8 questions in boxing. And I have opened up an entire world that is now a thing. So for the next 4 weeks on Boxing Tonight or on our Facebook page, you'll be able to watch interviews. Right now, Chris Mannix. Next week, the Eddie Hearn one we've already previewed. It's actually pretty tight. Diamante. And then Sky Nicholson, who was phenomenally great, who made her debut this past weekend and won. We're not going to talk about her. But Sky Nicholson had her pro debut. She's an Olympic silver medalist. She was an amazing interview. I had one more get. I could have gotten it. I was even going to chase after Dougie Fisher or Steve Kim just for shits and giggles. But I let it all go and had a great night. We'll talk about that later on. Also, thank you, everybody. What you're looking at right now is our Facebook analytics. Another 14,000 people, a little bit down from last week, but thank you, everybody, for... We're having about 100 people a day hit the website. We've got about 14,000 people a day checking us out on social media. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. Let's jump in. Top Rank Bob is joining us. Aram on Inoue rematch. I think it's really close. I mean, it depends on the Japanese government. You know how the slant eyes are. I mean, at the end of the day, you know how they operate. I think this is really close. Okay, listen, Miguel and Andrew, listen. Yeah, I got your names right. I've always known your names. I just fuck with you. All right, from what we understand, April, the world is open again. And then it could be May. Who the fuck knows? So we'll schedule the fight. These two little slant-eyed bastards will get it on, and we'll have the fight. Andrew, Aram Inoue Donaire, are you still jacked up about Inoue Donaire?
Yeah. No, of course. When's the fight supposed to take place?
April.
I missed that.
May,
They think April.
April, yeah. May. It's more
All
the
right,
same
well,
bullshit of it'll happen when it happens. But I'm actually still amazed it's still on the table. Why aren't we bringing it to the States? I mean, let's go with something simple, Andrew. Why not the States? I mean, we can make it happen.
I think Inoue makes more money out there right now, so they're going to keep him out there. I believe it's going to be a Mexican challenger that brings him over to Las Vegas, and that's where he'll see how many of his fans will follow him and come to Las Vegas.
Miguel?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. I mean, hopefully it gets done soon. You know, we're talking about April. It's, you know, a month and a half. We're in early March now. So it's, you know, because of that first fight, because of the few times that Donaire was able to catch Inoue, they kind of like made everybody kind of get on the edge of their seat for a quick second. It kind of gives you that little bit of glimpse that, damn, Donaire, I mean, yes, he just won a title, Donaire I'm talking about, but man, it's just like, can he do it? Can he do it? Like, wouldn't that be some shit if he actually beats Inoue? That'd be quite the upset. But I because of those, like, couple of instances where Donaire, kind of, we saw that old Donaire, you know, because they say the last thing that a fighter loses is power, and he's still got that power in the left hand. So there's still a chance out there. Yeah, he might get outboxed. Yeah, he might look like he did in their first fight, but there's still that, you know, the great equalizer, that power of the left hand. So I'm looking forward to hopefully this fight being made, and soon.
Fair enough. Let's move forward. We have plenty of stories to talk about. Josh Taylor, I don't think there's any need for a rematch with Catterall. I took over. Continuing the saga of Jack Catterall and the entire EU apparently being pissed off, Josh Taylor agrees. I don't think there's a need for a rematch. I think my bigger point to this is, with the amount of blowback that everybody is feeling about Catterall, Andrew, do you need a rematch, or was it decisive for you?
It's only decisive for me because I believe the judges had it right in round 8. With all three of them having Catterall ahead, that young man needed just to perform in the last 4 rounds, and in my opinion, he doesn't. There's many times in boxing on these controversial scorecards, you never really have to watch all 12 rounds to see where either the mistake happened in the scoring, or that's where the turn of the fight happened, and it's those 2 rounds that give the guy the fight and on that scorecard, and you call it how it is. And for this one, because he's ahead on all 3 cards in the 8th round, all you have to watch is 9-12. That's it. And if you have Josh Taylor up or Catterall not winning one of the last 4 fucking rounds of the fight, well, that's why he lost. Fuck the first 8. The first 8 are pointless if he doesn't win another round after round 8, if he doesn't win again. And I believe all 3 judges' scorecards have him losing the last 4 rounds. There might have been one that gave him one of the last 4. But it's and on my scorecard, I had him losing the last 4. I blame Catterall for that loss. I do not blame the judges, and I don't blame Taylor. I don't blame ESPN. Nobody. That young man went into survival mode. He stopped trying to win that fight, and he started listening to his corner. You got 9 minutes, and you're the champ. You don't tell him that. You tell him whoop his ass this next 3 minutes. And then when that round's over, whoop his ass the next 3 minutes. And you just keep your foot on the gas until the final bell. They didn't. They allowed the judges to score that fight and come up with their own person that won, and so be it. So, no, Catterall, I'm over that fight. It was a close fight. Kid did good. Look, I wrote on Josh Taylor's feed. He beat you in 8. You beat him in 12. Fuck him.
Well, I mean, I think the bigger question is, are you surprised there's a bigger blowback on this fight?
No. And like I said, I didn't really see that much of a blowback like De La Hoya Trinidad or anything like Chavez Whitaker type style. It was hot for a day or so, and it's went away. I mean, like I said, I'll sit down and watch the last 4 rounds with anyone. The kid gives up. He literally gives up. He runs out of gas. He thinks he's way ahead. He's not. The point where they take a point away in the 10th round or 11th round, where they take that point away, it makes it a 9-9 round, in my opinion. It doesn't make it a 10-8 or he came out winning. No, it's 9-9. It did nothing to the scores. And then he loses the last round. I mean, it's...
Yeah. No, I hear you. Miguel?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the question should be, does Catterall deserve the rematch? And that's still a no for me. Like, he had his chance. He is going to, fade into obscurity because no one's going to hear from him again. But he had his chance. He had his moment. He was ahead on the scorecards in that were leading up to the 8th. And then he just, like Andrew was saying, he took his foot off the gas and thought he can coast. I'm sure he thought that he was winning that round where Taylor got the point deducted. And he thought, oh, shit, another 10-8 round for me. Fantastic. I got it in the bag. And then coasted. It's like, no, you can't do that. You can't beat the dude in his own hometown like that to try to, coast the last few rounds. You close the fight the way you're supposed to, and he didn't do that. He totally took his foot off the gas pedal, and he deserved. When I saw the way he fought, me and my pals were watching, and we're like, wait a second, why is he not like trying to? I get not trying to close the show, right? I get he got himself the number 1 or one of the top, I should say, one of the top pound for pound dudes in front of him, so he's not gonna take him out, but at least make it definitive each round after that, and he didn't do that. He just basically coasted or tried to coast, and he paid for it basically. So no, he does not deserve the shot. I wouldn't mind seeing it again, but he had his shot. That was it. It was basically auto volley, and it's like, hey, that was it, bro. You had your shot with Fury. If you didn't take advantage of it, so be it. You did what you can. You did what you could. And even this is a little bit of a different story with Catterall, because he didn't do what he could. He could have done more in those last rounds, and he didn't. So I don't think he even deserves it now.
There you go. Moving forward. Eddie Hearn does not expect Ukraine-Russian conflict to have any bearing on Usyk-Joshua rematch. Okay, I'm not even going into his quotes. I'll start with you, Miguel. How can it not?
I don't know if there's a story later on that you have or anything, but Usyk himself said, "Yeah, I don't know when I might be back in the fucking ring." He flat out said, "Like, a belt is just a belt, son. This is my fucking country we're talking about." So I don't know where the hell Tommy Hearn gets his information from here.
Tommy Hearn.
But I
right.
mean, yeah, there you go.
Tommy Hearn.
I don't know where the hell he's getting his info from, but I don't see how it doesn't, honestly.
Andrew.
It's just a stupid thing for Eddie Hearn to say, a guy that I haven't really been impressed with in recent months. Listen, he went home. He's in a war right now.
Yeah.
The fuck you mean this is not going to affect the fight?
Yeah. Like, what if he doesn't make it out of it? Then there is no fight. What the hell?
Yeah, just, is Eddie drinking? What's he doing? We all make fun of Oscar, but what kind of state of mind was he in when he said this dumbass
Creole
quote?
food, if you watch the interview.
So, no, it's a very sad situation what's happening over there. I hope that all those boxers, all the athletes, everyone who stayed behind and is fighting Putin gets out of there okay. I know they're not. I know they're dying right now as we talk, but yeah, it's no, I don't know if Usyk's coming back, man.
So we definitively all support Ukraine, even though Drago's from Russia. I'm just saying it out loud for the room. I'm just saying it for the room. Yes, it was a joke. Everybody calm down. Jesus.
No, yeah, no.
Here's the next one. He actually.
Situation.
I get it's not
you
worth
see the
joking.
president. You see their president. He's starting to get frustrated now. He's snapping back a little now. It's not all. We were labeling him a hero the other day. Now he's questioning us, right? So
yeah.
It's going to get touchy here as Putin keeps getting mad and keeps coming closer and closer. They called his, and I don't even know if calling his bluff is the right term, because like I said, people are dying right now, but they haven't moved in, right? They haven't, that little convoy, that 40-mile convoy or whatever they say that keeps coming to the Capitol. It's slowly, it's crawling. So it's almost like he's still doing the whole, I'll do it, but not doing it, right? Because he's been heading there for fucking a week now. It seems like this thing's been 17 miles away. So it's a scary game of cat and mouse, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. We hope these sanctions will make everyone in Russia tell Putin to pull back, and he's going to just wake up and go, okay, let me listen to all my people and pull my men out. I don't know.
Well, I keep saying it. Since I realized that I live in San Diego, which is the nuclear first strike location of every country, I don't know. I'm the one who's getting a nuke dropped on my head, and look, this dude's brought real big toys to the party. I would have already have snapped the minute.
Listen, the only thing that I'm positive with that right now. Look, hopefully these nukes fire off like North Korea's nukes, right? They go up and they come right down, because his army isn't that impressive.
Like a Scud missile, like it just launches and turns around like Wile E. Coyote and blows up Russia itself.
Yeah, hey, listen, his military right now hasn't been that impressive. He thought he was going to roll Ukraine. He's not rolling them. We have videos of their Jeeps breaking down, tanks running out of gas. There's some shit going on over there where it looks like the man put a lot of his money into his nukes, not a lot into the military, or as much as he should have been.
His pocket appears based on his mansion, would be my guess.
So let's hope that those nukes, they're nukes. But then, we don't know how far they'll fly.
Wow, what a title for the show. The nukes in Russia are the Scud missile of Iraq. Oh my god, that's so great. I don't know if that'll get us clicked, but it's great. Boo-boo! Accepts terms to fight a dude named Zach Parker, who we've literally never heard of. Andrew, have you ever heard of Zach Parker for Boo-boo? Because everybody's ducking the Boo-boo. Is Boo-boo the one with the pillow?
No.
Who's the asshole with the pillow?
I forgot his name.
Oh my god.
All I know is that he got knocked his ass out too.
Have you?
He's almost about to have the 3 knockouts in a row, I think. He might be out of here soon, you guys.
Oh my god. All right, so who is Zach Parker? Wow, where did they find this white piece of trash?
Is he an English dude? What the hell?
He looks like it.
No.
Wait, hold on. Let's see what we got on Zach Parker. So this is the mandatory to defend the belt, right?
Uh-huh.
So
okay, he's an English dude.
He's from England.
Is undefeated? Okay.
Let's see what he's fought. Marcus Morrison, Sherrod somebody, Vaughn the cab driver, Rowan the pro wrestler. He's never fought anyone. How is this dude in the top 10?
It doesn't look like he's even fought outside of the UK. Almost.
Oh my God, this is brutal.
Yeah, no,
22-0. Yeah.
Oh, it's so Eddie Hearn.
Club fighter?
So, all right. So the WBO is jamming Boo Boo with Zach Parker. Andrew, are you over Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade?
Unfortunately, I am. Look, the guy's been everywhere in the boxing industry. Nobody seems to be able to land him a fight. I'm going to say it right now. When he was with HBO, they used to say it was his management being his father that was holding his career back. I don't know if that has continued for where we are at right now with him, but something has obviously stopped Andrade from ever having a big fight. He's been around some big names for a while, guys that have searched for fights, that have needed fights. He has no, ties to anyone. He seems to be like the guy you would want to pick a fight with, right? Because, he's just there. He's got a good record. Most of the time had a belt, yet no one seems to be able to find him a fight. I don't know what it is, but I'm definitely over Andrade. He's no longer a prospect. He's a journeyman without a defeat.
Ooh. Miggs Barragan.
Yeah, I'm kind of over Andrade or Andrade or Andrade or whatever.
This week.
How
about Boo Boo?
Scroll down. This thing says interim title fight for a third weight class, so he's moving up to 168 then? Is that what he's doing?
In theory, the winner would become the WBO mandatory challenger.
Superman. Okay, so he's moving up to...
So this is a setup to get to
Canelo.
He's
chasing Canelo,
which is never going to happen.
Here's the thing. This is what's going to happen. He's going to go up to super middleweight, right? He's going to win this fight. He's going to be the interim champion. And, of course, Canelo's going to drop his belts once he makes his permanent move to 175. And then they're going to Christian this dude, the actual champion. And he's going to basically be the WBO champ without actually winning the WBO title. It's going to be granted to him after he's the interim title. Hopefully, Zach Parker is the monkey wrench until he fucks up his plans. But at this point, I'm pretty much over.
Zach?
I mean, he's
Zach works
22
at a tattoo shop.
16 KOs. It's a possible, and he's naturally the bigger dude. He's already a super middleweight. There's a chance. All I'm saying is there's a chance. I don't know who the hell he is.
What do you want to bet?
I'll
bet right now.
Andrade,
you like a good underdog. This is not a live underdog.
He tends to kind of slow down towards the latter half of the fight. So who the fuck knows? I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna check out Parker and see what his cardio is.
Is it just me, or is this all he fights now? Are white guys from the UK?
As he should. Look, everyone. If I went into boxing tomorrow, it'd be white guys from the UK. Look at this dude. Oh my God, what a shit.
Orthodox.
Fuck him.
All right.
What shit, boo-boo. Joshua, on Step Aside Approach, I asked for big money even though I knew they wouldn't be able to get it. All right, I got to hear the quote. I asked them for a big stack of dough, which I knew they wouldn't be able to get. If they did get it, I would have considered it, but they didn't get it. I'm focused on Usyk. Well, dude, he's fighting in a war. If it was hundreds of millions of dollars, I'd have been like, yeah, let's look at it. Look, that would have been the largest... Okay, he's out of his fucking mind. All right. Andrew, is he out of his fucking mind?
No, it looks like him and Wilder both outpriced themselves on their step-aside money, and Wilder ended up having to take a knockout defeat from Tyson Fury, and it looks like Usyk was about to be a favorite against Joshua in their rematch. So, yes, they are overpricing themselves out of their step-aside money.
Miguel?
It sounds like he's saying a lot without actually saying a lot. He's like, I could have, if they would have, but they didn't, so I didn't. He's not really saying much, but he knew they weren't gonna fork up that kind of cash, right? So understandably so. In other words, what he's trying to say is like, no, he didn't want to take the step aside money. That's the reason he asked for as much as he probably did. I don't know where that's gonna get him really, because how soon is he gonna fucking, we can already tell that he's gonna have to fight somebody else in the meantime, because there isn't gonna be an Usyk fight, at least not anytime soon. So I don't know. If I was him, take it. You're not gonna be fighting for a hot minute. Unless you're gonna fight somebody else. But just take whatever the step side money that they offered you originally and call it a day. Shit.
All right, let's do the.
Seriously.
Yeah, go ahead.
when is the rematch for the Usyk Joshua?
They haven't said it.
date?
It's not
I don't
said.
know.
And here's what I was thinking as I read the story. I'll start with you, Andrew. How fucked up would it be if they stripped Usyk because he fought in the war?
No, they're not going to do that. They're not going to strip him. What Eddie Hearn's hoping for is that Putin's going to pull out of this thing, and this isn't going to be a long war. And obviously, if they had a date, or at least they, in their talks, negotiations, they have a date of when they're trying to get this fight to go on, and that's all Eddie Hearn's doing here. Nothing to see here, until they actually get to the, okay, he's not going to be able to train for the date that we wanted. The fight's off. That's what I'm looking at here. This fight is off as of right now. This is Eddie Hearn just praying or hoping that somehow this thing's going to end. Usyk's like, all right, I'll go back to training, going back to the UK to start training tomorrow, and everything goes back to normal. It does, it's not going to I don't see it happening. Anthony Joshua, do you have any news about his new trainer?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm.
It's at the end, but I've got it. We can jump to it. Why don't we do it while we're here? Where are you? I know I have it.
Yeah, it's here. Oh, there it is, right there.
There it is. He's going with Angel Fernandez, Andrew.
Angel Fernandez, whoa. I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Just came out actually today, and the quote is, "I'm working with Angel Fernandez right now," said Joshua. He's been in my camp for the last 3 years anyway. He's been at the last 3 World Championship. Asked Fernandez, "Yeah, man."
I agree.
Wow. Sure.
Yeah.
How great is it, like,
what he said.
You're the head coach or the head trainer, or you're the new head coach of the Los Angeles. Yeah, man, whatever. Cool, I'm down. I mean, okay, so Fernandez, who hails from Spain, initially came on board as an assistant to longtime Joshua trainer Rob McCracken shortly after Joshua's upset loss to Ruiz. And there you go. And that's all we know. One thing is clear. Fernandez, a protege of Cuban trainer Ishmael Salas. Anyone?
Yeah, I know. He's got a gym.
Yeah,
He's trained in Vegas. I've seen him.
All right. And Jorge Rubio apparently is the jack of all trades on Team Joshua. There you go, Andrew.
Yeah, that was out of right field. I thought he was going with Andre Ward's trainer.
Virgil Hunter.
Virgil.
Yeah, right. And that was a talk, and this was as of today.
Today, yeah.
And
so
I thought I saw a video of him training with Hunter, or in Hunter's gym or something like that, with somebody else hitting pads or something. I could have sworn I saw that. That's kind of where the direction I was going to. I mean, I was leaning towards as well. So, I mean, just the fact that he's just now, choosing a trainer. Clearly, we don't know when the hell the Usyk fight's going to happen. So, yeah, there's no date on that one either.
And really, all he did here was pick a trainer that was in his camp.
Yes,
so,
he came back.
So really, the deal could have fell apart in the 12th hour between him and Hunter, and they're like, "Look, you've got to fucking, we can't do this merry-go-round thing again." And then he said, "Fuck it, we'll just go with him for this fight."
I wouldn't be surprised if he was always the backup. It's like, all right, if I can't get any of these other guys for whatever the fuck reason, you got the gig.
That's
Fernandez,
right.
and he's like,
That's
okay,
right.
cool, man. That's why he didn't have anything to say when they asked him. It's like, hey, so you're a new trainer? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because Lee, you're absolutely right. This is hours ago, where a few days ago it seemed like the rumor was he had picked Hunter. So that's kind of weird that this Fernandez guy, who's really not a trainer at all, has any resume to take up a fight like Usyk, is now confirmed as his trainer. Like, oh yeah, no, I always wanted him over all those other guys that I went and interviewed.
Yeah.
This is my guy. Get out of here.
All those other proven trainers, proven over the years, but I'm going to go with this guy who's been the third in my camp.
Moving forward.
Yeah, get out of here.
My favorite story of the week, and shout out to Raimundo Dioses in FightNet Radio OG. He agrees with me. The Canelo Garcia thing, and I've got 3 stories at least that are just gloriously like clickbait. If you have not been following this, we're going to cover it all right now. So first is Canelo shitting on Ryan. Then it's Ryan shitting on Canelo, and then my absolute favorite of the week. I gotta find this. Then it goes back to Canelo, right? Which is, no, it went Canelo, Ryan again, and then where are you? Oscar fucking piped in, and Oscar was the best of the pile.
One more, they're right there. No, the next one. They're right there.
Right there?
The next one. There.
Yeah. Then it goes back to...
Oh, wait. No?
No.
Even, Jesus.
No.
We have this many tabs on them?
I know, I clicked on it. All right, so I'll just say it. Then Oscar piped up going, yeah, Garcia-Canelo could happen like on some plateau, on some planet, at some catch weight somewhere in the future. And he's like, listen, bro, it could. You don't know. Like, we could feed him steroids and, like, shoot him with clenbuterol and, like, testosterone and, like, get him to 175 pounds. Like, they could settle their score, bro.
It would have been a better quote if Oscar would have said exactly that. Because
actually, that is roughly what he said. Like, on some planet, like...
No. Well, then I'm saying it word for word, and then we could have known that he was jokingly.
There it
we
is.
could have moved
3 to
on
4
with our
years
life.
down the road, Garcia Canelo at 165. You don't know, bro.
You just never know.
Listen, bro.
Oh, no.
You don't know. I don't know, but I know you don't know. It could happen.
You know.
I wish the very best. I mean, we aren't the best of friends anymore, bro. But listen, he's a colleague of mine, and I wish him the best. He's been in boxing for many years, but you don't know. Ryan Garcia could fight him. Like, you don't know, bro. Like, it could happen. Like, this is such pie-in-the-sky Oscar De La Hoya shit. Like, this whole saga is so fake. And so, like, I find it hard to believe, and I'm not an Eddie Reynoso guy, Andrew, but I find it hard to believe that when he's got a world-class talent like Ryan Garcia, and then Ryan's like, you don't know. Like, Ryan was the first one to go, you don't know. He shit on other fighters. He only seems to care about Canelo. I cannot believe that a guy who makes his money training guys, and Canelo said it, you got to train. If he sees you training, he's into it. If he doesn't see you training, he doesn't give a fuck. Ryan comes into the gym for like 20 minutes, hits the bag, and he walks out of the room. Where do you fall on this one?
Listen, I don't think it's a coincidence that rumors are right now that Virgil Ortiz, Ryan Garcia, and now Andy Ruiz have all walked from Reynoso's gym. They're Mexican Americans. Reynoso's gym is predominantly a Mexican gym. There's a difference between the two.
So, wait, is that the title of the show? Eddie Reynoso is a racist?
Jeez.
All I'm saying is not a coincidence.
I'm liking it.
Listen,
hey, look, as a guy who has to do this.
Fight Net Radio. Ryan Garcia don't even know Spanish. Let's start with that, okay? So he's odd man out in the gym right there, all right? He doesn't know Spanish in a gym that speaks Spanish. Probably is Spanish speaking most of the time. If you look at the pictures, Ryan never looked in place. He's and hey, listen, we all know about his troubles. Maybe those are part of those photos where he just doesn't look happy, but he doesn't look happy. There's a difference. So I'm not surprised that Andy Ruiz, Ortiz, and Garcia have now left Reynoso's gym and are back here in America training out here. Maybe it was, they just got tired of the traveling. Maybe he is too busy, blah, 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 blah.
They don't
You've
want
heard what I've said many times, and now we see that 3 of them have walked from that gym.
Miguel?
Well, I mean, it's starting to sound like a, rerun of a novela that my mom used to watch.
Novela?
A novela. It's basically a soap opera at this point. Well, the smack talk going back and forth.
I'm sure. Do the post?
Yes, the Zoom. Yes, we're gonna need one of those. I mean, it's starting to just, it's drama. At this point, I'm so far removed from this. Every time I hear something come out of Garcia's mouth, I'm like, dude, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it makes sense what Andrew was saying. You know, these guys are like
Listen,
leaving.
bro, you don't understand. You don't understand.
I'm sure De La Hoya is trying to detach. I'm telling you, this is the last stages of the breakup. It's like, just delete the number, delete the number. He's going to get into Ryan Garcia's ear. Like, dude, just stay away from him. Just come back here. You know, like, he's getting in his Ryan Garcia's ear to leave a, you know, I can't speak for, you know, Ortiz and everybody else, of course, but, I mean, this is, you would think, you know, you might want to listen to the #1 pound for pound dude, and it might get you to the next level. But I just feel like it's one of those things where he's not the big fish in on the small pond. He's not the name in the gym, and it's just maybe the attention that he was given in previous gyms because he was the big dog at the gym isn't the same because, you know, Reynoso has to split him up between everybody. So he's like, well, I feel like it's less, when in reality it's not less. It's less than maybe what he's had before. But I don't know. You would think he could try to tough it out, you know. But at this point, I'm kind of over Garcia, so fuck it if he left, whatever.
As a side note, Canelo's reception in San Diego was mind-boggling. Wow. Like, he was straight up Mick Jagger of that arena on Saturday night.
Why is that mind-boggling? Come on, Lee. Are you serious right now? He's the face of the sport, bro.
Well, I get that, but it was, even by my standards, I've seen a lot of fighters, like, it was Mike Tyson level. Like, it was strong. I mean, it was really...
Well, most guys that are pound for pound get strong responses. But I'm going to tell you, what about Canelo's attitude in all of this, right? Mm-hmm. He's a diva himself, if no one's noticed. Right?
Yeah.
By the way, his cars are great, Andrew. He drove one out. His cars are great. No, they're awesome.
The silk pajamas, the whole... Mm-hmm. We know who Canelo is, too, and maybe he just doesn't like other stars or other guys that are coming up in his gym, taking his time away from Reynoso. Maybe he pulled the power move on Reynoso, like, remember who pays you out of that $40 million paycheck. None of these other guys that you're starting to get into this gym pay the money that Canelo pays them, right? Not even Andy Ruiz is going to pay him.
Is Garcia really that much of a threat to where, like, he feels like, oh my gosh, he's taking Reynoso's attention away from me? Like, Garcia, really?
Or
listen,
wait, let's go a different route. Wait, hold on. Let's go a different route. Hold on. I'm with you.
When you're talking Oscar Valdez, Andy Ruiz, Virgil Ortiz, and Ryan, yes, now that's 4 guys that are taking into his time now.
I would even go a different route, Andrew. What is, like, hey, fuck Oscar and fuck this kid.
Maybe.
Reynoso's money. You're right. He's going to take away from Reynoso to fuck Oscar, and Reynoso's, I don't know. To me, I would say diva on his own part more than, listen, he already got away from Oscar. Oscar he's the one that won the breakup. The person that wins the breakup never thinks about the loser. That's how that fucking goes. Oscar is the one that lost in that breakup. He's the one outside looking in. If you notice, Saul Alvarez was just hugging Eddie Hearn yesterday or 2 days ago on TV.
Oh, yeah. So, no, I think they butt fucked in the middle of the ring. Or kissed or something.
Lee, he got another deal. He made more money. He gives none of it to Oscar. He is not thinking about Oscar anymore. Matter of fact, I think he would have been
exes don't think about me anymore, Andrew? Is that what you're saying?
No, please don't go back to it. Come on.
Hey, half of my job is making you laugh, all right?
Virgil Ortiz and Ryan Garcia are 2 prospects. If they could have taken those guys from Oscar, you're talking about damaging a company. No, he don't want to turn them away. He would have wanted to lure them in. He would have wanted, hey, you need to come with us. I can guide your career. It's Canelo Promotions. So I don't think it has much to do with Oscar. And believe me, they probably just didn't feel in the right place, right? They probably just, if you're not 100% in, you're probably not, it's probably just not a right fit. You got to be somewhere where you feel comfortable. And obviously, these guys did not feel comfortable. These are 3 big names that are pulling away. So,
Can I say as a side note, from the person who does the logo for Canelo and everybody who was on the fight card Saturday, Miguel had to sit through this. I'm like, does the same motherfucker do every logo for every fighter from Mexico? Like, they all literally look the same. Here's a little advice, fighters from Mexico. Go on Fiverr. That's all I'm saying. Just go on Fiverr, all right? Mix it up a little bit. It's just a side note from me. Back to Top Rank Bob. Fury White predicted to do 300,000 in the U.S. and $1 million in the U.K. Well, Bob, joining the show, Top Rank Bob, what did you have to say? Of course not, because of the difference in time. I mean, yeah, it's going to be fucked up. The U.S. pay-per-view will be at the tail of the promotion, and we're going to do some revenue and close circuit. But the big money's the U.K. You fucking English people we turned away at the shores back in, I don't know, 1770, whatever. I was there. Turned the redcoats away. I'm glad you guys still pay me money. They're predicting we will do about 90,000 people at Wembley. Fuck. You people are stupid. Dillian White's a piece of shit. And then we'll do 1 million homes on pay-per-view. All right, Andrew. You think it's going to do 1.3 worldwide or more? That's the over-under from Top Rank Bob.
It already sold out. It sold out in 3 hours.
Yeah, no, it sold out in 3 hours as I predicted last week. But the question is, what's pay-per-view look like? You doing 1.5? I'll give the over-under at 1.5 over-under.
No, listen. No, you know, they might get up to 1 million out there in their pay-per-view, maybe. Because it seems like Tyson Fury is hot right now. They're not doing nowhere near 300,000 in America, though. No way.
Wow.
No way.
Miguel?
Well, are they going to try to accommodate, like, the time difference? And like he said earlier, the time, but is he trying to say that, are they going to try to make it whatever early morning over there to make a night down here? Because if it's an evening, night type of fight, I think they can crack.
Listen, what we do in the U.S. is gravy. By the way, I didn't make that one up. I want that on the record. I know you guys think I make up half of Top Rank Bob shit, but that is his exact quote. Whatever we do in the U.S. is gravy. You understand? In other words, if we do, I don't know, 5,000, 6,000 homes, it's like free money found. What a fuck.
If they can do it in the evening, you know, like evening here, I mean, I think it'll crack 300,000. Now, I mean, maybe even half a mil, 500,000. I think here specifically in the UK.
Do we know if he stacked this? Like on that night, is there a Top Rank card going in the US, and then they could like replay that fight behind
like
it,
they did with
like on
and shit?
ESPN Plus pay-per-view or something?
I don't know.
Like that would be the way to go if I was Bob, but
yeah,
or you know, Jacobs who actually runs the company probably. All right, let's move forward. Virgil Ortiz open to fighting Ryan Garcia. De La Hoya says they're going to meet. Well, here we go again.
Wow, okay.
Let's see what he has to say this time, and this time from Ortiz. Me and Ryan actually talked about this. If we end up fighting each other, it's an opportunity. If the opportunity is there, we'll take the money, fight a good fight, and leave it all there. De La Hoya, do we have any De La Hoya? No De La Hoya. Well, let's ask Oscar directly. Oscar, what do you think? Listen, bro, I don't want my fighters in the ring with each other. Like, I only have, like, 4 left, bro. Like, I know it sounds fucked up, but they need to fight nobodies for a continuous period of time. Especially Ryan. Well, actually, all of my fighters, to be perfectly honest.
Like Munguia.
Yeah, like Munguia. Like, as long as I can keep them fighting nobodies and you fucking stupid fucking fans keep paying money to sell out arenas to see them fight nobodies, why should I put them in the ring together? Like, why should I risk it, bro? Why should I risk it? Andrew, in a perfect world, Ortiz-Garcia, do you think it can happen?
Nah. Ortiz, which Ortiz are you talking about?
Virgil.
Against Ryan?
Yeah!
Come on.
Shit me not.
I don't know what the fuck. Oscar, I'm losing so much respect for Oscar nowadays. No, seriously, this is so stupid, man. These guys are in the hottest divisions in boxing. The welterweight and the lightweight division don't need to collide. Keep them in their separate divisions and have them fight their guys. Why isn't he talking about, like, Ryan moving up and fighting? If he can't make 135, he'll move up and fight fucking Teofimo Lopez or Josh Taylor. What about that fight? Like,
listen, bro. I gotta be honest, bro. Right, Top Rank Bob doesn't like me. We can ask him, bro, but I'm pretty sure. Listen, De La Hoya is a piece of shit who lost to Felix Strum. I still have to pay for that to this day. There you go, Andrew.
Radio
exclusive.
It's really stupid.
I cannot picture a world where Bob is going to play ball with Oscar ever again. Ever.
This stinks of desperation. That's
Yeah,
what it feels like. It's like forcing these fights, knowing damn well these guys are in a weight division that have so many other potential great fights, and I mean great fights. And they're gonna do this. This is like PBC shit. You know, it's like, yeah, these guys just fight each other and go 12 rounds.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
and the PBC was smart about it because they had a money that they were taking from Oscar. Don't have a fucking investment group that gave him $750 million. This is just absurd what he's talking about with his fighters nowadays. As Gilberto Ramirez sits at the light heavyweights and he doesn't even mention him fighting Canelo.
Listen, bro, he's gonna fight Canelo, bro. That's the third fight. You don't know anything, bro. You don't know.
He might as well have said that. He might as well have been like, yeah, Virgil Ortiz and Zurdo Ramirez. Maybe one day. Who knows?
And then Ryan Garcia's going to take steroids, and he's going to fight the winner.
God damn.
And fight Canelo, bro.
Oh,
that's going to happen. Oscar is lost his fucking mind.
Guy.
How is anyone associated with this dumbass at this point?
We're so missing HBO. I know you fans hate hearing me say it, but we're missing it so bad. It's really bad where the sport is right now. And just to think, they just announced Tank Davis and Romero.
No, it's
whatever.
on here. It's part of today. Wow, thanks for walking into the shot.
That pay-per-view lead for that fight. One, I don't even know how the fucking kid got this title shot, and now he's on pay-per-view for it? Come on, it's absurd where this sport is right now.
That was either the coolest moment for anybody watching the video or not the coolest moment of watching my girlfriend walk into the room and magically make a beer appear for Miguel and then walk out of the room. Like, did she even know you were out of beer? How did that happen? Oh, well, I digress. Yeah, that was her. For those of you wondering, yes, I'm rather happy at the moment. Errol Spence, Jordanius Ugas, officially announced for Showtime pay-per-view. In case you were wondering, all the rumors are true. The shit's going down. Errol Spence versus Jordanius Ugas is a fight that will once again... Who said this? It's got to be Jerry Jones. Of course it is. Errol Spence, Jordanius Ugas is a fight that will once again show the world how passionate boxing fans are in North Texas, said Jerry Jones. Certainly you aren't about Dallas football because they suck dick. AT&T Stadium was built to host the biggest events in the world like this one, and we're grateful to be with Showtime. Hey, shout out to Steven Espinosa. And grateful to join Showtime TGB. What is up? TGB's moving up the food chain.
Yeah.
Is TGB bigger than Golden Boy right now?
Not yet, but they're rapidly approaching.
Andrew, is TGB getting are they at the cusp? Are they like number 5 on the list, 4 or 5 on the list?
Who's TGB?
I haven't got a fucking clue.
Yeah.
But they apparently are a part of every promotion on the planet these days. I mean, Pro Bellum has signed every B-level fighter, and I haven't seen a single fight card out of Pro Bellum. But TGB has literally been on PBC, Top Rank. Like, they're showing up on everybody's fight card. They've got a piece of everything. Steven Espinosa said, Showtime Sport is proud to present one of the biggest events of 2022. And stylistically, a can't miss... Okay, dick.
Sure.
Stylistically, really? Fuckface. By the way, if you're wondering and it's your first time listening to the show, what we think of Steven Espinosa, he's a scumbag. He's stolen money from fighters. He knows shit about boxing. And generally, from what I can tell, the biggest lying sack of shit I've ever seen in the history of boxing. From everything to not giving pay-per-view numbers to just straight up lying and not paying fighters. But let's get to the actual story. Andrew, Spence Jordanius Ugas, AT&T Stadium on the 12th of what?
April. No, 16th. April 16th.
April, yeah. April 16th, Andrew. Are you excited?
No, I will not be purchasing this fight. I will probably stream it illegally because, that's just who I am. But no, I'm blackballing Spence until he grows a pair of balls and fights Terrence Crawford already. Wow. So he will not be getting any of my money. Ugas doesn't get it because, to be honest with you guys, you know how I feel. When you get outthrown by and outlanded by a 42-year-old legend, You didn't beat him, in my opinion. So I don't even like Ugas getting the opportunity that he's getting. I felt that he didn't beat Pacquiao. That was a move done by Al Heyman because Manny stated he would go to the UK and fight Josh Taylor after that win with Ugas. So that fucked up Manny's future, and Al Heyman moved the titles away from him. But no,
Miggs A. Barragan.
It's one of the things we love in the sport is unification, right? Making sure all the belts are on one guy, just so we have one undisputed champion. This is one step closer to that. Unfortunately, it's under the PBC banner, which is something we don't want to see. But in that sense, I want to see this fight. I really wish it was another WBA champ, maybe Pacquiao or some other fucking champ that can do something. But other than that, no, I definitely am not going to be ordering this one. Shout out to VIPbox.com because that's exactly where I'm going to be watching it. But really, other than unifying the titles, I'm not too, whatever titles they are here because, the last one is still with Crawford. But I don't even see what exactly Yordenis is going to do. I don't anticipate him even really coming close. Out striking, or I should say out punching Spence. So it isn't the fight that I'm necessarily looking forward to necessarily, other than, at least clarifying or unifying the division a little bit more. But I'm totally going to stream this one.
There you go. Moving forward. De La Hoya aims to land Cambosos for Garcia. Like, now he's just saying crazy shit. I mean, this is on Thursday. Like, he's just now saying, listen, bro, Cambosos will be fighting soon. If everything goes well, Ryan and I will be sitting down with him, and we're going to make the deal with Lou DiBella. Fuck everyone else. I mean, from the looks of it, Lomachenko, who knows what's going to happen. I mean, like, he had to go to Russia and fight a war. Is he going to be prepared? No, he's not, bro. Listen, he's going to go get shot in the face and fuck him. If he's going to be able to train, that's cool. But, boxing's boxing, and that's way more important than the conflict in Russia. Sorry. Even I couldn't keep that one up. That's really fucked up. Whatever. I have to obviously get a fight that would be good, right? Well, let's see what happens, bro. I mean, I would love to see him fight Cambosos. All right, Andrew. Oscar hard at work. Now he wants Ryan Garcia to fight Cambosos because Lomachenko is going to go defend the Ukraine. How out of his fucking mind is he?
Listen, it would be out of his mind because he's been away for so long. If this was after the Luke Campbell fight, there's nothing wrong with this fight. Ryan Garcia is one of the hottest prospects moving up at this time. Shot at a world title is not, I don't think it would have been a bad thing back then. Right now it is because we don't know where he is report and physically, really, because he's been out of the ring so long. And
he's fighting Taggo, dude. Listen, bro, he's fighting Emmanuel Taggo. He's back.
He's fighting back, in African. He's fighting in African, and those guys don't get pushed around easy. Most, like I said, Lee, more times they've won the fight and have been robbed on the scorecards. So they are very strong. They got a lot of heart. Can't drop them. Can't hurt them. So if Ryan's not ready, he's fighting a guy that comes from a pretty good pedigree of professional fighters. So, I like the fight. I think it's a great comeback fight for him. The Cambosos, if they did it, if he went for legendary status right away, fucking he can have that too. He's undefeated. He was one of the best. He has the fastest left hook in the lightweight division, maybe the hardest punching left hook in the lightweight division. Why not?
Certainly on Instagram, Andrew. Certainly on Instagram.
No, but Lee, you gotta, get away from that already. The guy had knocked out Luke Campbell in one of the best knockouts that year, body shot, getting off the canvas.
What year was that exactly, Andrew?
I don't know, 2 years ago?
Yeah,
19?
Right. And what's he done since then?
Okay, but he's 20. What is he, 24? Like, you act like he's fucking 30. He
kind of is. I got to be honest. I think we're all setting ourselves up on Garcia still being the shit. And I'm telling you, this guy's going to walk into the ring with somebody legit like Cambosos who's going to show up for war and eat a face full of leather.
Cambosos has been parading around those belts since he won them too. So don't go get too far at he's Mr. Humble over there in Australia. The guy, every time he takes a fucking picture, he pulls his four titles out.
Oh my God,
So.
I would be going to the gas station and the dry cleaner with those fucking things on.
I think he is.
I would be having sex on with those belts, okay? And going through the parade of month of celebrity chicks, and I don't know. I assume.
Many times as
Shout
I've
out
heard
to
him,
Australia and Sam Navajero.
as many times as I've heard him tweet out the Emperor is about as many times as I've seen Lopez tweet out the Takeover. So let's just hold off on where Cambosos is mentally right now too.
Miguel.
Well, I mean, definitely Cambosos is a stretch right now. That's kind of a leap. We definitely don't want to throw Garcia in with the Lions, considering the state of mind that he is right now. Of course, he's going to go in there against Tago. So it's gonna be a good test for him to kind of get his toes wet again, because he's been out of action, and of course his mind has been somewhere else, out to lunch somewhere. So it's a good fight for him, but I mean it's super premature, of course, to even call out Cambosos. Give him Tago, maybe even one more fight after that, depending on how he looks. Then we can start talking about Cambosos, and even Lomachenko if Lomachenko is back by then.
Lomachenko's gonna die in the war, bro.
They're gonna end up giving him someone like fucking I don't know, Gambo or some shit, I'm sure, in the near future, just to give him another fight, one of those kind of fights, just to kind of get his
still boxing.
Yes, get his confidence back, kind of sort of deal, and then maybe we can start talking about these guys. But until then, De La Hoya's already name dropping everybody left and right already. So
that's his new thing. The new De La Hoya thing is, let's just randomly say names like Canelo Garcia.
Yeah.
Like he literally this week said Garcia Lomachenko and Garcia Canelo all in the same week. How fucking nuts. Listen, bro, you don't know. You don't 3 to 4 years.
You don't know. Yeah, it's possible. Who knows, man?
It's possible. I could feed him like steer shit and
Yeah.
like feed and like corn and like fatten him up. You don't know, bro. He's big enough. We'll just feed him.
Yeah, De La Hoya's jumping the gun here with naming these.
Oh, he's out of his fucking mind. They're gonna kill this kid. Like he's gonna go to the PBC or something stupid.
I don't know.
Yeah, we already know about the Virgil Hunter thing. We'll move forward. B-Ball. I'm not going to cover that.
Yeah.
The most shocking B-Ball fact of this week came at the press conference when nobody asked him about the war in Russia or Ukraine. Like, those fucking Shout out to everybody who was at the press conference. Fuck you fucking reporters. Not one of you guys actually had the balls to ask him about Russia and the Ukraine. Fuck you guys. For Sam Navajero, Nikita Zulu looks impressive in pro debut. I'm glad we could cover it. Charlo Castano. The rematch granted sanction by the WBAO on May 14th. All right, I'll start with you, Miguel, because you just...
Yes.
One of the Charlos.
Again.
We're not sure which
one.
Is actually going to fight the Castano on May 14th on Showtime. You are all into this. This is your little fucking piece of Idaho. Tell me all about it.
We've agreed that we're just going to call them Charlo at this point.
Yes,
so
all of them.
Yeah.
There could even be a third or fourth brother, for God's
it could be plural, it could be singular, Charlo. I knew that he wasn't going to take another fight in between. I knew that he wasn't going to accept any sort of, other challengers like Tim Zhu that, threw his name in the hat with a potential replacement. But we all knew he was not going to, take those fights. Although I would have given him mad props if he did, but he didn't want any, to risk anybody being the monkey wrench and potentially screwing up this unification bout with rematch with Castano. So he waited, of course. Castano, I'm not sure, I don't remember how serious his injury was, but apparently not. We're talking about May already, so March,
Did he have
May.
the AIDS or the COVID or the
one of those?
Right.
He had the AIDS in his knee or something,
right.
Something like that. But again, what I said earlier, we're talking about unification here, so this is kind of what the sport is about. What I like to see more happen in this sport. So this is what I'm looking forward to. I'm still gonna root for Castano because I still think he won that first one. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch this one. Although I'm not sure if they mentioned it's gonna be on pay-per-view or not, because if it's not on pay-per-view, I'm not gonna order it. Even if it's on pay-per-view. If it's on pay-per-view.
I'm
right,
sure
cool.
they...
Cool. Regular Showtime. I got my subscription.
Showtime.
I'm there.
Andrew?
Yeah, definitely would watch it if it was on regular Showtime. It was a good first fight. They were not given
Spence any money, so I'll tune into that one.
Yeah, bottom line, Spence not getting a dime, so we'll tune in to watch it. We'll tune in to watch it.
Wow, what a big fuck. What's the title of the show?
That's the bar.
Fuck you to Spence.
That's the bar.
Oh my god. Hey, Sergey Kovalev's coming back and fighting a dude named... I only put the story in because he's fighting a dude named Meng Fanlong. I just think that for the next couple of months saying Meng Fanlong brings me so much joy, I don't even know where to begin. They're going to fight at Bank of California Stadium on May 14th on a Triller fight card. Who's the musical act? That's all I care about. I mean, let's be honest. I could give two shits. Cancellation of Kovalev, Mercury caused by a contract dispute with Russian and Oscar De La Hoya, blah, blah, blah. Where's the music act? Like, I feel like it needs to be Snoop or Dre or somebody for LA. Like, all right, if it's, let's be honest, for those of you thinking about buying, like, this makes no sense in LA as a fight. Like, there is no placement for this as a fight in LA.
And a stadium of all fucking places.
Oh my god, Bank of California Stadium is enormous. It's a soccer place. All right, if it has Dre and Snoop, would you buy a ticket?
Yes, I would understand a stadium for something like that. Absolutely, yeah, I'd get a ticket for sure.
For you, Andrew, Dre and Snoop and Sergey Kovalev?
And Fanlong.
No, I wasn't. Even though I didn't say anything during the Super Bowl, I was not impressed with Snoop Dogg down that halftime show. I thought that was a embarrassment what he did for the city of LA and basically everyone that has ever felt the crime or whatever the Crip gang has ever done out there in LA brought sadness to people. It was really sad seeing him put them on a stage the way he did. Yeah, go just go with someone with a little bit
maybe
more
the kid on guitar.
Gotta have more class than what is he, a 55-year-old gangbanger?
All right. You gotta go very LA. So that's, you could have the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's very LA.
You could have just went West Coast. Oh, you're trying to get off the subject.
No. I'm with you. Look, Kovalev Meng Fang, all right, or Feng Long, or whatever the fuck his name is, which is basically building this guy's career back up. It makes literally no sense in LA. Like, there is no placement for this in LA. So the question is, you're going to have to put a music act in there to get people to buy tickets. So you could get Metallica again. They clearly draw. They've already proved that, and we already know they want $1 million a person, and they already know how that whole setup is. But you're in LA. Like, what would be a stadium-filling event? Because it's not. Kovalev Meng Fang would sell 12 tickets at best.
Yeah.
Okay, on its best day.
And like 3 are comped.
I mean, and I'm being like, you could stack the card to the hilt if this is your main event. My question is, knowing Triller, like, here's the funny part: Dre and Snoop don't fit the whitest white guy from a country that's currently at war against a dude from an Asian country. Because I'm not racist. I have never seen a throng of Asian fans outside of Manny Pacquiao fans ever show up to a fight. Like, there is nobody showing up. Was there like a big Sor Rungvisai crowd that showed up for the Sor Rungvisai fight?
Not that I remember.
I mean, well, okay, so I'm just talking out loud, Andrew. So Metallica, maybe Sammy Hagar or David Lee Roth on vocals with the kid playing. Original Van Halen, David Lee Roth on vocals, Wolfgang Van Halen on guitar, original Michael Anthony on bass, and Alex Van Halen as the musical act. That's a stadium show.
That is a stadium show.
And they only have to play 3 songs. They got it sold. I'm just saying it out loud. If any of you pay money for this, you are some stupid fucking people. Whatever. I thought the Jason Aldean thing was crazy enough. What did you get wrong? Joe Markowitz, known in boxing all over, never to forgive and never forget. Okay, for DAZN. What did you get wrong?
Oh, that he said pay-per-view was dead, and they weren't going to do pay-per-view anymore.
Oh, yeah. Okay, from DAZN, right? Yeah. So this 12-year-old who works for DAZN...
This Harry Potter
guy. Basically said, yeah, pay-per-view's dead. We're going to do the pay model, and this is all going to work. And this is the little puke who actually brought DAZN back to doing pay-per-view. Is it too late for DAZN and Joe Markowitz? How does he still have a job? Like, how did he not get fired by the oil people who run DAZN, for God's sakes? We're learning. Like, why didn't you ask any of the media? Like, there's good media. Like, go ask, Fat Man, Dan Rayfield. He would have told you were out of your fucking mind. Mm-hmm. And would have wanted a sandwich for it. But start with you, Miguel. Are you shocked by that DAZN's humbly wrong?
I am a little shocked. I took the bait. I thought that was pay-per-view was going to be dead for good. I thought, okay, well, it's now subscription based. Now we're talking about ESPN Plus with Top Rank and DAZN and whatnot. So I thought, okay, this is the way the direction it's going to go. And as long as you have a subscription, you'll get whatever pay-per-view fights that are coming up or big major fights.
Well, that's before we had Canelo.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I was thinking originally, but it did kind of shock me because I took the bait. So I was kind of hoping that the pay-per-view was dead. I didn't have to fucking fork up $60-some anymore, which I still occasionally do, of course. If it's not, streaming the fights elsewhere, I do. Sometimes when the card is really stacked, I will order the pay-per-view. But I am a little shocked that they at the very least they're admitting it. I'm not sure what good that does for us because they're going to go in that pay-per-view direction now is what they're trying to say, I suppose.
Andrew.
Yeah, Lee, they tried. It didn't work. The fighters want to make too much money. Everyone wants to be fucking Floyd. Everyone wants 20 million, 10 million. I'm not getting in the ring unless you pay me over 8. Dillian White's making 8.5 million, or he's not getting in the ring. Like, it wasn't like this before. We all knew how the sport ran. Floyd changed that, and ultimately he hurt our sport. Well, yes, fighters maybe got a raise and they're getting more money than they did before. They're not getting the same amount of fights. So is it all averaging out to the same? I don't know. But it's not good for the fans. The decrease in fights, the decrease in big money fights has hurt this sport to a point where I don't get a lot of fight parties anymore for boxing, man. It's been a long time since my family, who was a very boxing driven family, has come together for a huge fight. And throw in there the face, Canelo. Canelo's matchups just don't call for barbecues. They really don't. Half the casuals don't know the guys that he's fighting. They're all white. History has kind of shown in boxing that the white guys don't do too good in the boxing ring anymore, so there's a lot of casuals that get turned off right when they see that. It's that's a hell of a stereotyping, but that's just the way it is. Just like when Bob Arum goes, there's nothing like a good Mexican-Puerto Rican fight. That's the same shit. Stereotyping, but that's just the way it is.
It is.
So
it's actually a common conversation that I had because I was walking around backstage talking to promoters. I'm like, I don't know why this isn't talked about more. Like, am I the only one who seems to, like, I feel like an outlier? Like, we talk about it on this show frequently. Like, this is a stereotyping industry of creating racial tension because this is about betting. I think everybody thinks that this is a sport that's driven by competition. That's bullshit. This is based on betting and who will bet on each fighter. That's where the real money comes from, and that's the real industry at the end of the day. It could be that...
Well, and the country does play a part. Yes, there's countries that will get behind a fighter because they all believe he's a part of them. We're badder men because of that dude. We know that's not the truth, but yes, that's a lot of what drives this sport is that's one of my fellow countrymen in the ring that is a badass. That makes us all badasses.
Yeah, we all do that. I mean, look, that's why Italians love Rocky. And by the way, Markowski, just as advice, try to cool down the Harry Potter look. I mean, and I don't know, age yourself or something and try not to look
It's something we have to get it fixed though, because the sport's not going to last the way it's going right now. Terrence Crawford. No, wait a minute. The Terrence Crawford fucking Spence fight is already done. That fight is not as big. It's losing interest every day that goes by that it's not made. No one. These guys are in their 30s now, Lee. It's so fucking gone for that whole generation. We can only hope that these new lightweights figure this shit out, come to start fighting each other. We can only hope that the guys like Virgil Ortiz and who else? Give me another name in the welterweights. Who is it? Eubank Jr.? Is he the one that's coming up in the welterweights?
Yeah.
We can only hope that these guys, these guys who are the new generation learn how much money they actually did not make. That the last generation playing this stupid bullshit that they've been playing. And at the negotiating table, that they change it. And we go back to, why doesn't everyone just fight each other, man? You make what you make at that time. You know, there is no, oh no, don't fight. We'll fight 8 years from now, 5 years from now. You're only 21.
The money will be better.
Strap season is in 3 years, Andrew. Get it right.
Yeah, we'll wait 7 years. The fight will be so big in 7 years. Like, it's sad, and it's not gonna work. Listen. I'm one of the biggest boxing fans there ever was, and I've lost interest in the sport. Like I said, I'm not throwing the parties. You don't see me going, hey, I'll pay for it. You guys got to come. This is a badass fight today. It's not happening anymore. So they got to figure it out. I don't know how they are. I'm hoping ESPN takes over everything. Look, and that's why I was really hoping Joshua was getting with Hunter, because that was that DAZN PBC connection all happening again. We need these guys to go. Some of these guys have to go away. They all can't make it because they're watering down our fucking sport. I don't care how much boxing's on TV if everything is a B-side fight.
Fair enough. Gervonta Davis, Rolando Romero. It's back on June 4th on Showtime.
Pay-per-view.
It's Showtime. One of the original
Got to blackball it, you guys. I know it sucks.
Yeah.
I'll be real fast, guys.
You just said
go ahead,
how
Andrew.
many good fights. I mean, like, how many? It doesn't matter how many fucking fights we have on TV. If they're all B-level fights, this is precisely that, and they're trying to charge us for it.
And they're trying to charge. We have to stick together on this and blackball this kind of shit nowadays, man, or it has to go away. And we're the fans. We're the one that's dictating them doing this. So I just gonna keep saying it. We got to blackball some of these pay-per-views.
Yeah. And how much is it? Does it even say how much the pay-per-view is going to be? It's going to be like $75. No,
Leonard Ellerby.
It costs too much.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Whatever it is. No, they have no price.
Nobody knows. Look, I know Romero just because he's from here. I mean, Vegas. I've seen him fight. I've been to some of his fights. But nobody else knows about him. Like, to put this fight on pay-per-view is fucking ridiculous.
And the thing, I think guys are going to be like coming together, going to bars to watch this shit, or what the boxing used to generate. Everyone was excited. The excitement that some of these big matches used to make. Romero versus Tank Davis, it's just a joke. I don't know what Al Heyman's thinking. I don't know what their real money is. We keep hearing about the rumors, but then the company's been here for hella years now. So. Are they? Is there truth to these rumors, or are they just rumors and we're the dumbasses that keep paying for it, so they're making money and they're not going to stop? I don't know.
I'm going to go with we're the dumbasses, Andrew. That seems to be my recurring thought. Hey, Top Rank Bob has some quotes about the Josh Taylor fight. It was fucking terrible. It was terrible. It's the worst thing I've seen him perform. I mean, I've watched most of his fights. All right, a couple. He certainly didn't look like the guy who beat Ramirez. That's it. That's all you got. I don't think it was a good fight. I don't know what people are talking about. I had Taylor winning by, I don't know, couple of points, 3, 4, 26. Who cares? I talked to him Monday. We're going to eventually, we're going to evaluate him with a nutritionist and send him to a head shrink and give him that Ryan Garcia had a bad head on his shoulder bullshit. And then, I cannot even believe this. I'm not making this up for everybody. I'm going to read it straight. I talked to him on Monday. We're going to evaluate him for a nutritionist and determine what we should do. So again, emotionally, he said he must move up. And he said he had a nutritionist for the fight, but who knows how qualified that nutritionist was. And we'll get into it in the weeks ahead. For those of you who are not getting this, Bob is saying that the reason he looked like dick, which I just think he fought a game fighter, but whatever, was because he didn't eat correctly, Andrew? Question mark? Boy, that is some shit lowball scraping the bottom of the barrel. I start with you, Andrew. Was it the food he was eating?
Yeah, look, it's not the first time we've seen him blame weight on performances. So, and Josh Taylor was talking about a move up before this fight. So, you know, the bad performance, obviously they're going to lean heavy on the weight issue, and he's going to move up. Many thought he really didn't have to be there. Once you win 4 titles, you're not defending them all, so they're just going to start stripping you anyway. So most of the time when the guys win all 4, they move on anyways. The fire in that division is done. You burned everything up. So he moves on. Cal Brook, I guess, is the name they're freaking looking at. Yes. We know that's a huge fight. It wasn't shit in America, but over there in the UK, that Khan versus, and you guys seen what Khan is pulling now. That's a pretty smart move from Amir Khan. I don't know if he's going to get the Anthony Joshua Deontay Wilder treatment because of it, but it's a smart move engaging his rematch clause to get some step aside money. So the Taylor Cal Brook, that's a huge fight. Cal Brook thinks he's hot as shit right now. The UK is back with Cal Brook. Taylor goes over there and puts on a fight with him in the on pay-per-view. They should do fine. Catterall, what I would say to Catterall, why can't he just move on with his career? Okay, so he has a close decision defeat, controversy defeat to Taylor, period. Move on, try to get another big win under your belt, and then go after Taylor again. Like, his career isn't over. We don't have to Triple G the motherfucker. We're like, okay, you'll never fight anyone else. You're just going to be searching for Taylor the rest of your career. Like, come on, people.
No, this is the Otto Wallen thing, and what I said to Otto Wallen. Like, you got a close decision. What's next? Right?
But he doesn't. But Lee, he doesn't even have to be Otto Wallen. Why can't he just beat Catterall with 1 defeat and go out and try to get another marquee name?
Because that doesn't
get
clicks.
Fight Ramirez on ESPN.
The truth.
Jose Ramirez,
I'm going to give insight to everybody. That's not how marketing people think. You ride the train as long as you can ride the train until you jump off the train.
That's how boxing used to be. Sorry.
Well, you know.
That's how boxing used to be. So.
Boxing now hires assholes like me, and assholes like me would tell you, fucking double down on it. Like, say crazier shit.
You can't complain about the sport then and then agree with, don't fight anyone. Just
I'm not defending marketing in general. I'm just telling you what I see out of boxing as a marketing unit. They hire content marketers like me that do this trend marketing, and the trend marketing is double down. I need quotes. I need crazier quotes. I need a video clip of you saying crazier and crazier shit, right? I mean, that's reality. Miguel.
I mean, the weight excuse, it's a kind of a safe bet, right? It's like the one thing that the majority of fighters go after. He has, he mentioned it earlier. I don't know how or when was it? Was it weeks ago or months ago? Talking about moving up to 147 anyway. So it wasn't like something that's out of the question. So of course it's kind of a safety net that Aram had for him. It's like, it was a weight sort of thing. So he's planning to move up anyway.
It was round 2.
It was. I kind of understand Catterall's position here. It was one of those things where he was so fucking close, and he's trying to ride the train. Basically, he's trying to stay on it for as long as he can until. You would think if Taylor's gonna move up, right, he's gonna most likely drop the belts, right? He's gonna move to 147 and fight Cal Brook, which by the way is a huge welterweight. So I don't know how the hell that's gonna go with Cal Brook, but anyway, if Taylor moves up, he's gonna end up dropping the belts, right? And then there's a pretty good chance that maybe Catterall will get Ramirez or Postal or one of the motherfuckers at 140, and get one of the belts, one of the vacant belts. Like, why not? Yeah, forget about Taylor and try to get one of those other belts once Taylor drops the belts, because he's gonna. But I do look forward to seeing Taylor move up to 147. That adds another name to the welterweight division, which historically is a money weight division. And now we got Taylor in there. I don't know how well he'll do against Kel, but Kel is already on the downside of his career, so that's one of the reasons why he's being chosen. But he is a big welterweight. He's fought at 154. He's fought at 160. So the dude's pretty big. It's going to be a pretty decent fight if that happens. But anyway, yeah, Catterall should just forget about Taylor for the time being. Let Taylor move on with his goddamn career and just snatch up one of the vacant belts once he drops him.
Quickly, go to boxingtonight.io. It is a one-of-a-kind news aggregate that does not use traditional boxing sites to pull your stories. You can scroll down and get any episode of Fight Net Radio you want. More importantly, you can check out the videos that we do throughout the week, including this one that we're shooting right now. We put the most recent one up. You can go check out the 10 questions with Chris Mannix, the beginning of our Get to Know Your Fight Person series. All right, let's jump to it. We had boxing this weekend. We're going to cover 3 fights that were important. The first is Friday night, Jose Ramirez over Jose Pedraza. I got to be perfectly honest, I fell asleep into a plate of waffles in the 5th round. But according to Miguel, I enjoyed most of the fight, including a blackout and like other crazy shit that happened. So I'll start with you, Andrew. What'd you think of Ramirez beating Pedraza?
Decent fight for Ramirez comeback. Pedraza is a well-known junior welterweight, has some good wins under his belt. He was deserving of the shot against Ramirez, put it that way.
Sniper,
so this is a good
Sniper was there, bro.
Yeah, this was a good matchup. So they did the fight. I liked Ramirez. Ramirez looked, I guess the Ramirez of old, the Ramirez before Josh Taylor, where we just seen him kind of schooled. But his offense, his defense, everything was working last night. I will agree with you, Lee. It became like a broken record, right? Just every round was the same, basically.
That's the 4th or 5th, yeah. But I did eat a plate of waffles.
I had it. I think 6. Dude, I had it 6-0, or it's 6-1 maybe, and going into the 8th round. I only gave Pedraza 1 round. Someone said something to me, and I hit the erase button on my notes. I could not fucking believe everything that I had written down was gone. I don't know where it's at. I looked for it. It was gone. I was like, fuck it. I'm not keeping score. Ramirez was up. He was totally ahead. So
one of those darn 18 kids, Andrew. Fight. What are you going to
do? Listen, it wasn't an exciting fight, but for the boxing guys that love to watch the sport, what Ramirez was doing, walking him down, defense on the inside, ducking shots, his accuracy was brilliant last night. The lead right hand, because Pedraza, good boxer, man. Like you said, a sniper. Very, very accurate with his punches. Really couldn't hit Ramirez last night. Ramirez, I thought, washed him very early in that fight and just cruised to a victory late. But so I am interested in where Ramirez goes from here, and it was a very, very good matchup with these two.
What was better, the pasta or the fight?
the pasta, and then the dessert with the brownie and the ice
brownie
cream that
was
I had
solid
afterwards.
last night.
So I'm not gonna lie. There's a second
yeah.
where I did kind of like not offer because I'm like, no, wake up. I want to say
Miguel's
it was
birthday.
a
we
mistake.
made him a brownie with ice cream and chocolate sauce.
We had pasta earlier in the day, so I was pretty much carb loaded. I started slouching in my I was slouching in my chair watching this fight. There was a point in the middle, not middle, but towards like the 7th, 8th, where I thought that maybe Pedraza was starting to turn the tide, and then Ramirez turned it back on, basically. So there were a couple of things that I didn't like about Ramirez. He kept trying to go with his lead left hook. He didn't set it up or anything like that. He just kept going for it, and Pedraza, being as slick as he was able to just duck underneath it and spin away to his right, and he did it several times earlier in the fight, and I'm like, why the fuck do you keep going back to that same lead left hook? Because you're not catching him. You're just too slow there. But nonetheless, he got himself a good victory, Ramirez. I mean, it's a good comeback fight. There's a saying in the fight game: you look good this one and you win, or win this one and you look better in the next one, or you look good in the next fight. So this is one of those fights where you just had to win. He fought against a guy, Pedraza, who was no joke. The guy, as you mentioned, Andrew, he deserved the shot. He deserved to be in there with Ramirez. So it was a good win. It was one of those fights where he wasn't going to look good, but he needed to win, and he did that. So on to the next one. I anticipate a better Ramirez next time.
Well, I'll say for the carb-crashing crowd who are off of keto at this moment, the first 5 rounds looked a lot like the 12th round to me. They looked exactly the same.
Yeah, I did.
I don't feel like I missed any of those 7 rounds. The first 5 rounds, it looked exactly the same.
He did.
Pedraza was way too cautious. Well, what he was doing was pretty at times, too, with his counter-punching. Yeah. A counter-puncher is not going to beat the hometown favorite with the crowd behind him. It's not going to happen.
And,
Well, I'm going to say this. Fuck you to Jose Pedraza for stealing my toenail design from my daughter and you going and doing that with your kids' nails. Hey, fuck you for stealing my idea.
Shout out to Pedraza.
Because I'm sure I'm the first one to
ever do that, right? Not Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell's never done that. Pedraza's cut man did a good job on that eye, though, because they kept the swelling down, in addition to Pedraza's own defense, of course. But his cut man did an excellent job of making sure that eye didn't close.
Next notable fight, Mauricio Lara scores one of the coolest knockouts on Saturday night. Lara brutally knocks out Emilio Sanchez into what I can only describe as a crumble.
Yeah.
He literally just crumbled
just
in the ring. Like, we watched it, and I actually cringed from the box, Andrew. How'd you feel about Lara making his comeback?
Yeah, it was a good knockout. I didn't know the opponent. Kind of looked like he was overmatched from the very beginning. It was a knockout waiting to happen. So I was not surprised by the ending. Lara's coming off of the good win against Warrington, right? He's the one that upsetted.
Yeah. I believe the second fight was a no contest because of the head clash or something like that. So the one before that.
So does this mean Warrington 3?
Yes.
Lara Warrington 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good for Mauricio Lara and a fun effing knockout.
Yes.
If you paid money to go to that fight on Saturday night, this was the money.
Yeah.
I think the first fight with the
Chicheco or something.
Chicheco
the dude from France and
whatever. The dude from France and it's going to sound derogatory. One of the many Mexican boxers
on
that
the card,
night.
yeah.
So the dude they had him up against just kept pressing that opening fight like just a beast, and you actually got to see a boxer versus a fighter. And when you have somebody with a high level of skill watching a jab, being able to keep somebody back, and the other guy's baiting him in, and he's like, no, I'm not going to. It was straight up Sugar Ray Leonard stuff of, no, I'm not going to do it. Great. The first two fights were great, and then we got that awful third fight. Good God, what was that all about? Which takes us to the main event of the evening for Saturday. By the way, good pay-per-view. In general, you got your money's, or it wasn't pay-per-view.
No, it was DAZN.
Great DAZN night.
Subscription still.
The fourth fight of the night was Chocolatito versus Julio Cesar Martinez. And if you're thinking it was a terrible fight, I don't know. Like, I kept thinking that Martinez could possibly pull something out of his ass, or, which was my final feeling, wow, what an ass-kicking a dude can take in a single fight.
Yeah.
And wow, Chocolatito does not have any power either. So I don't know. I honestly, and I'll start with you, Andrew, I don't know. Like, was it a great fight where a dude just had fucking heart and stayed in the thing forever, and both of these guys couldn't punch their way out of a wet paper bag? Is Chocolatito just a super busy fighter who dominated somebody with a high level of skill, which we all agree, it was Raimundo, it was you, it was me and Miguel, even Killian. Everybody had the fight scored basically the same way. It was a dominant performance by Chocolatito. But there was part of me that thought Martinez could literally pull something out of his... Because he was landing. Martinez certainly landed. He just didn't have any pop.
Yeah, the knockouts power was there for both fighters. 18, 1, and 14. The other one, Chocolito's, 51 and 41?
And 41, yeah.
41 knockouts. So they both have power lead. They took tremendous punches last night. Look, this was about skill over heart, chin, and power. I think that's all Martinez brought in the ring. That technically, Chocolito, he was just superior to him, and it showed. As soon as Martinez realized his power wasn't gonna hurt Gonzalez on this night, it was kind of over from him. It was a snowball effect. It just kept getting worse and worse. For Gonzalez fans, what a great win. He has a champion stepping up, decent record, young, really exciting. I mean, it sounded like Martinez got a bigger explosion than Gonzalez did, and he was the freaking fill-in. This is the guy this is the backup plan, and he's getting
wild. It was wild at the press conference. So here's the behind the scenes. It was wild at the weigh-ins. It was wild in the arena, and I didn't get that vibe that it was pro Chocolatito, which it was, right? They treat him like he's Chavez. I swear to you, they treat him like he's Chavez. But
Well, he's not.
nobody shit on Martinez at all. Like, everybody was up big time for this fight from the weigh-in till fight night. Like, it was a very... San Diego might have been the perfect place for this fight. I'm actually surprised at how perfect it all was from a staging standpoint. The only funny note, and I'm going to say this, was Eddie Hearn at the press conference going, "Listen, mate, we're expecting to sell 8,000 tickets." I took photos. Go see him on Fight Net Radio. They will be lucky if they sold 3,000 to 4,000 tickets, and then the other 2,000 or 3,000 tickets were all family of fighters coming up over the border. And I'm not joking. Like, we sat next to an entire family section for Pacheco.
For Pacheco, yeah.
Pacheco's entire family took up an entire section next to us. So, yeah, it was just a good atmosphere. I mean, Martinez was just dominated. I mean, shockingly so. I think the first half of the fight, once the kid realized I'm just getting outclassed, he did his best. But the first 5 are the best part of the fight. And then after that, we were, much like Killian, in the 12th round, how quick can we get to the car? Because it was over after round 6. And based on your scorecard, Andrew, at about round 6 or 7, where was it? 7 or 8 where you went, this fight's over?
Yeah.
Did I lose you, Andrew?
No, it was around 7.
Yeah, okay. Miguel, your final thoughts on the fight?
Well, I mean, to echo what you guys were saying, it looked as though once Martinez realized that he wasn't going to be able to hurt Chocolatito, he basically didn't know what to do. He was lost. He had no plan B. Like, his only other option at that point was volume, and he wasn't throwing enough. I didn't like his antics of bringing the hands down. He's basically giving free shots to Chocolatito.
Were his hands down, or was he guarding from those body shots?
I mean, a couple of times, because he swings from his hips sometimes, so he brings his hands down, and he had no answer, really. He had no answer. At the very beginning, I thought, okay, well, maybe, like, I did have that same thought that Lee had. I thought maybe he can come up with something, some sort of, like, late fight KO or something like that with the power, but we saw the power difference. It was for those who don't recall. Martinez is a champ at a lower weight division, just one weight class below 112. So he went from flyweight to super flyweight, even though he missed weight. But nonetheless, he was still naturally the smaller guy there. We saw the power difference of one fucking weight division, 3 pounds, that we saw it. So once Ray realized that he wasn't going to be able to hurt Chocolatito, I mean, and Chocolatito's got plenty of knockouts, but I mean, still, it was just one of those things where I feel like Chocolatito wanted to play it safe. He didn't want to go in for the kill. He just wanted to make sure that he got this win so he can have that third fight with Estrada down the line and making sure that Martinez doesn't, spoil the fun or the plans. But once Martinez realized that he had no shot at a KO, he was lost. He didn't know what the fuck to do. He tried to bait him in. There were a couple of times where he had his back up against the ropes, and I'm like, no, please bring your hands up. And, Chocolatito would just pity pat away. And I was just like, man, I saw, once we saw, like, Martinez not being able to, like, hurt Chocolatito, and I think he understood, he knew that Chocolatito was going to be able to knock him out either, but he's like, well, I'm just going to take my ass whooping and take my paycheck. But he had no plan B. He had no answer to it, and, we saw what ended up happening. He got, and his corner was not going to throw in the towel, and I think, was it, who the hell was that?
Andrew got the quote, right?
His corner
what was
saying,
Martinez's quote? You go
like,
out there
and fight
to
die. Like, be ready to fucking die. That's pretty much what he was ready to go out and do. It's like, they had no answer for him.
And
it's
he didn't, by the way.
Yes, he didn't. Miraculously, he didn't. But, I mean, what the fuck kind of thing is that? It's like, all right, dude, we have no plan B. Sorry we fucked up, but just don't die, okay? Cool. Go out there. Like, what the... Yeah.
Well, and there you go. Final thoughts on that. Do we have anything this weekend we need to discuss? This weekend would be the weekend of Leia Woods and Michael Conlon. Who cares?
That's it.
No, we have nothing this weekend. We got a couple of weeks off here. We don't get busy again until Virgil Ortiz and Michael McNick. Oh my God, what a bunch of shit boxing!
Yeah,
I saw the post about March or April boxing, and I said, there is no good fight for like several months. Like, we're just stuck in it. So we'll keep covering it for you. Final thoughts, Andrew?
It was a good fight. It was a good fight for Gonzalez. I know his fans were happy seeing him at 34 years old pull off a victory like that.
Miguel?
It was a good weekend of fights. A couple of one-sided ass whoopings. But I can't complain about that. There were some good fights nonetheless, especially undercard bouts. It's definitely the kind of birthday weekend I like to spend watching fights.